First of all, let me pretense this entire video by apologizing beforehand for the clearly bitter and probably somewhat self-righteous tone that I'm sure it's going to contain. Look at all the jeans and yoga pants. This is a frickin' Greek tragedy. Wait for it. Wait for it. Do you know there's only 3 miles of trails in this park? There will be no social distancing at Schramm State Park today. And look at this fool, just walking down the middle of the road. I'm sorry if I sound bitter. I'm just really annoyed that all these people that have never even sniffed the woods in decades now decide that this is the place they need to be. Well, let's take a look at Mahoney State Park. Although it already is off to a bad start because there was a line of 10 people trying to get a park permit at the gate. Let's just see how busy it is, just out of curiosity's sake. The only trail I know of is over by the tower. It's very, very short, but it's over there. But for some reason, the tower is completely closed off. And the roads, access to it, everything is closed off by Kiewit Construction. Area under development. Ranger says there's a trail back there somewhere. You can get a map at the lodge. Lodge is closed there, Park Ranger. I think that's something you know. Oh, look what we got here. Whole nother parking lot full of cars. Folks walking right there. Every one of these people, you know what? I'm gonna check that. I'm gonna revise that. I'm gonna be fair. And I'm gonna say that 85% of these people would have no problem sitting at home today if it was their choice. But because somebody told them they had to, I can't deal with it. I gotta get outside. Yeah, looks like there'll be no social distancing at Mahoney State Park either. Let's go brave the traffic and see if we can get to Platte River. Okie dokie. Platte River State Park. Already off to a bad start. The 3 cars in front of me and the one behind me both are all turned here as well. 5 cars coming out and I'm not even to the gate yet. These are all bad signs. Let the parade of shorts and yoga pants begin. Well, here you go. Here's the waterfall trailhead. This is where I would normally park and begin my 9-mile trek, or 7-mile trek, or however far. And the road is completely blocked because there's so many gosh damn cars that they're parked all the way up the friggin' road. Let's go this way. Let's go over by the big tower. Here's the park office. Wonder if folks realize that you can get to that waterfall just as quickly from right over here. Obviously they don't, because they've never been here before. Sorry. I'm really trying. I'd also like to say that under normal circumstances, I would be more than thrilled to see all of these people on the trail and in the woods if I thought it was for something other than this. If I thought that when this was all over, they were actually still going to be here. If I thought that they actually had any desire to actually commune with nature, to do all the things that myself and other hiker trash come into the woods for. Alas, I am a pessimist. I'm a glasses half empty guy, and I have very little doubt that once they're allowed back in the mall, 90% of these people will never touch dirt except walking across their lawn where they didn't clean up the dog mess fast enough ever again. There you go. There was that bitter self-righteous tone I was sure was coming out. Anyway, I'm on the most secluded part of this trail that I know of. It's not very much. And I've already passed half a dozen people. So be it. Well, I want to go ahead and once again apologize for the tone of this video. I'm not surprised it's coming out bitter, because the original purpose was to talk about the Appalachian Trail and my decision to come home. So I was already bitter just in spirit. And then find what I found, and I knew I was going to find it. But just frustrating. Of course, the selfishness of people is probably part of the reason we're in the mess we're in the first place. Not the whole reason, don't misunderstand. But society as a whole, and I'm no better because I'm being selfish right now, complaining about people being in the trails. But society as a whole is so selfish, it's ridiculous. You know what? Let's change this up a little bit. Instead of making this a bitch fest, let's turn it into Trail Noob Training, Hiker Etiquette 101. For those of you noobs on the trail, it is considered common courtesy to get out of the way for the people going up the hill. Don't make them stop, move off the trail, and get out of the way for you. Because let's be honest, going down is far simpler than going up. Hiker etiquette dictates if you're going down, move out of the way. Lesson number 1. First one's free. I'll decide if I'm going to charge for the rest. So obviously I'm not on the Appalachian Trail anymore. Anybody that's following the videos saw day 5 and 5.5 with the ride home with the copyright claimed music at the end of the video as I'm coming into St. Louis. I have spent the last, gosh, I don't know, 9-10 days in a hotel less than 5 miles from my house because I spent, unbelievable. Sorry, had to step 10 feet off the trail again because as I'm going up, some rather large individuals coming down, we're just gonna walk right into me. And we're easily within 10 feet and showing no signs of stopping before I sorry, there's the bitterness again. I apologize. See lesson 1 and the CDC lessons on social distancing. You're out here for social distancing, but you're going to walk right up to me. Anyway, as I said, I've spent a substantial amount of time in a hotel less than 5 miles from my house because I spent multiple nights in shelters in incredibly close proximity to multiple individuals that I have no idea their backgrounds. A couple of foreigners as well. Part of the reason I wanted to trek the AT was to get to know people. But in light of current events, that was a bad idea, and I've got a little dude at home with cancer, and wasn't worth the risk to put him in danger compared to the cost of staying in a hotel to self-quarantine myself for 14 days. For the record, I have had no symptoms or anything. I haven't had a fever. Had a little bit of a sore throat when I got home, but I also had congestion, and I hiked in the rain for 6 days climbing mountains. So it stands to reason that I would have had a little bit of congestion. That is completely gone. It has been for a couple of days now. A couple of days before I came home, the ATC put out a notice suggesting that people postpone their hikes, and if they're on trail, consider getting off. Since then, they have blatantly requested that people get off. Great Smoky Mountain National Park, Shenandoah National Park are both closed. Shelters, privies are all closed along the entire expanse of the AT, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. Logistically, Odie from Hiker Yearbook has been out there. Fresh Ground has been out there. Miss Janet's been out there trying to assist hikers in any way possible for those that just can't get off trail. But even they have been recommending that if you can, get off the trail. My hiker trash family that I love has imploded because we all have varying opinions. Should we be on trail? Should we be off trail? Well, we descended into madness with the level of insults, name calling, and even threatening of other hikers because of varying opinions. And that makes me sick. It makes me sick. That is not what hiker trash is. But I guess we're not immune to humanity once we leave our beloved trails. Or even when we're on them in some cases. I miss my family a lot. Been made worse because I'm doing very little but sitting in a hotel room self-quarantining. Had to get out today. It's like 60 degrees. I couldn't take it anymore. I'll tell you this much on a personal note. Dash has been less than pleased with me. He complained to me for 2 days because I bathed him, and he was aggravated that I got rid of his hiker trash musk. Stubborn little sloth. Mind-boggling. Lesson number 2. Leave no trace. Leave nothing but footprints, take nothing but pictures. Normally I would pick up garbage, but I'm not touching those Kleenex. I don't know what the plans for the future are. I don't know how long this is gonna go any more than anybody else does. by some slim chance I can get back to the Appalachian Trail still this year, it'd have to be in the next couple of weeks to pull it off for me. But by some slim chance, then that's what I'll do. If by a slightly bigger margin I can get to Colorado in July and spend 5 or 6 weeks hiking the expanse of the Colorado Trail, I think I'm going to try and do that. And if that turns out to not even be a possibility, since Colorado is now considered a hotbed as well, I'm just really not sure what the plan will be. Hang out with my wife and kids, ride this thing out. All I know is I'm getting robbed. Not only did I have to cancel my through hike, can't even get a decent apocalypse. Where are the damn zombies? I don't know what the future holds. The only thing I do know is I don't want to wait. No, I can't wait 10 more years to try this again. I don't even want to wait 5 more years. Just don't know how I'm going to pull this off again.